Thank you, ladies. That was awesome.
Now let's take some time to hear from the Superintendent and EAPS Board Chair. These hardworking individuals have provided a solid foundation for us throughout our 12 years of education.
Or for some of us, 13 years.
Give it up for our EAPS Board Chair, Mrs. Boymuk, and Superintendent, Mr. Ligori.
Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, Superintendent Ligori, Principal Paul Pallister, distinguished guests, staff, family, friends, but most importantly, our 2018 graduating class. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am truly honored to be here today to celebrate such a special occasion with all of you. There is truly an energy to be here. Well, there certainly is an energy in this room that is inspiring and a sense of enthusiasm that is contagious. It actually reminds me when you walked through our doors for the very first time. Back then, all of you were little, adorable, and eager to learn. Some of you were bubbling with excitement, while others were bravely holding back the tears. And I would say that your parents were feeling very much the same way. You were also proud of yourself and at the same time a little uneasy about what was on the other side of those big doors leading into the school. Fast forward 13 years, you are now graduating and have blossomed into an incredibly group of individuals. Except now you're about to walk out our doors for the final time. Like that first day of kindergarten, today is filled with a lot of those same emotions you and your family had. Excitement, relief, pride, tears, and a bit of uncertainty and wondering what comes next. As you try to answer that question, I encourage you to draw on the wise words of a great Chinese teacher and philosopher, Confucius. He says, "The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence." For me, when I read his words, it reminds me that excellence can be found in our desires to win, our desire to succeed, and for us to extend to reach our full potential. Throughout your last 13 years, you have received an outstanding education and gained an incredible amount of knowledge. You have proven to yourself and those around you what you are capable of. You have learned important lessons about yourself, and you have developed the skills needed that will allow you to accomplish anything. Since entering into kindergarten, every milestone has led to this moment, to this door, the door where you leave us behind and step towards your future. Today is not only about celebrating stepping towards your future, but celebrating the many memories that we have built together, and to thank the people who have helped you open doors for you and with you, your parents, siblings, friends, teachers, staff, and community members. Moving forward, your diploma is the key that will open doors for you. It will help you realize your dreams and guide where you want to go and who you want to be. Don't stop looking for new doors along the way. Each door you walk through will allow you to grow and discover who you truly are. To all of you graduating, enjoy this moment. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your accomplishments. And be open to what lies ahead. Your future waits for you just on the other side.
Good afternoon, everyone. Board Chair Boymuk, Principal Pallister, distinguished guests, staff, families and friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of Facey Community High School. Yeah, absolutely. My name is Mark Ligori, and I'm the Superintendent of Elk Island Public Schools, and it is an absolute pleasure to be with you this afternoon to celebrate this very special day. Most importantly, though, I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2018. You have made it. And to all the parents, families, teachers, staff members, friends, and others who have challenged our graduates over the years, a huge congratulations to you as well. Your guidance, kindness, perseverance are a significant reason why these students have grown into the well-rounded and amazing individuals that are with us today. Graduates, graduating from high school is a time of new beginnings. It fosters a sense of accomplishment, optimism, and excitement. It's the culmination of 13 years of school and, in many ways, represents a rite of passage into a bigger world. You should all be very proud of yourselves. I was thinking of this particular day just a few weeks ago while skiing in Banff, and it's really hard to believe that it was just a few weeks ago. I was at Sunshine Village, and it was absolutely gorgeous, spectacular as always. The air was warm, the views were breathtaking, the snow was perfect, and the trees were starting to come back to life again after a very long winter this year. It is a perfect analogy of what living is all about. There was an excitement, a hope, and a zest for life that spring so often brings. It's these feelings, excitement, hope, and a zest for life that I hope you take with you as you prepare to leave high school. Over the last decade, through your tenacity, your determination, and your hard work, you received an education that will serve you well in the years ahead. You've uncovered your strengths, you've explored your skills, and in doing so, you've developed knowledge, values, resilience, intuition, curiosity, and a unique perspective. The experiences and decisions that you've made through these times are ones that have shaped your character and your sense of responsibility that will lead you to a purpose in your life. Please remember these. Use them to drive your passion and to guide you through the life that you want to live, be it school, work, travel, or something entirely different. I'm 100% convinced that to be truly happy, to truly succeed, to truly be the best that you can be, you have to do the things that excite you, that give you hope and complement what you're passionate about. Which brings me back to the mountains. Life is about having these peak moments. They help us grow, discover, learn, and dream. These are what propel us and allow us to achieve more than we ever thought was possible. Embrace this. That's not to say that there won't be bumps along the way. There certainly will be. There will even be times that you question, what are you actually doing? But if you persevere, if you let the lessons that you've learned guide you, and you follow the things that excite and inspire you, it will drive you to what to do, how to get there, and how to live your life. And through that, you'll find happiness, you'll find success, and no doubt, you'll make a significant impact in this world. More importantly, though, remember to also be kind, compassionate, and tolerant. I say this because in life, nothing is ever accomplished alone. It takes many people and many visions. Love your family. Thank the people who helped you get where you are today, and always strive each and every day to make life a little bit better than it was the day before. In the words of the late Stephen Hawking, remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious, and however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you just don't give up. Graduating class of 2018, congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Boymak and Mr. Liguri. Now, for a brief introduction into our ceremony,
Please welcome the man behind our awesome attendance policy, our principal, Paul Pallister.
Everybody likes a joke. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here to support the Facey Grads of 2018. And congratulations to all of our graduates. We have an incredible day planned for you with speeches, bad jokes from our MCs, entertainment, more speeches, some food, and a dance. And I hope you enjoy this day, and most importantly, stay safe. When a principal or other speaker at a graduation exercise begins the process of creating a talk, many ideas come rushing to our brains. We think about what we've said in years past at other graduation exercises, how we can inspire in a speech those students who have found success in school, and how we can congratulate everyone for achievements. For principals, this process begins at the start of the year. It starts becoming more important in April, and over the past few weeks and days, starts to become urgent. Our MCs finished their speech this morning. I had lots of ideas as to what I was going to talk about. 3 issues for a new generation, 18 things I wish I knew now that I'm 18, or 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, taking it back to kindergarten, or perhaps a quick joke on for what are you grateful? But then recent events reminded me that this is the 4th anniversary of someone's death. This lady died at the age of 86. She was someone who continues to inspire me. She has many quotes that are often used, and I will use some of them in my talk to hopefully inspire you. So I'll share her story with our graduates, her story of grit, creativity, and generosity. I was concerned that perhaps you might not be able to relate because, what does the story of an old person from the racially intolerant southern United States have to do with youth from the frozen north of Alberta? But I recognize that many of her hardships are also hardships that many in this room have had or still are dealing with. I thought you, the grads, and in fact everyone here today, has had to overcome hardships. And if we learn about someone who has gone before us, perhaps we can be inspired and find our own inner strength. I want to tell you about Maya Angelou. Here's her first great quote. "I've had rainbows in my clouds, and the thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself so that you can be a rainbow in someone else's cloud." I've had rainbows in my clouds, people who have helped me when life has been challenging. Our grads have had many rainbows, your family, your friends, and our amazing staff. And what is suggested in this quote? Well, that we create in ourselves a resilience to face the dark times of life, that we use our empathy to help someone else, to be generous. When someone else is facing a challenge, that's what they need. Maya was all of these despite the hardships she faced in her life. Her parents divorced when she was 3. She and her older brother were sent to live with her grandparents in a tiny town in the southern United States. Occasionally, Maya would get the opportunity to visit her mother. She did so once when she was 7, and she was assaulted by her mother's new boyfriend. She told her brother, who alerted the family. Subsequently, the man was arrested and convicted, but before going to jail, he was murdered. By some say, others in Maya's family. Maya was aware of what was going on, and she felt that her words, not this man's horrible actions, nor the revenge sought by the family, caused his death. And so, Maya did not speak for the next 5 years. During this time, she immersed herself in literature and language. She read and learned to listen. She wrote later of this time, it's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to forgive. Forgive everybody. I think we all know forgiveness is hard, but it's a big part of being generous. At 16, Maya became a mother and did various things to make money as she struggled to support her son. She worked as a prostitute, a dancer at a club, and later sang at the clubs. She dealt with many challenges that were hard. Many people might have considered giving up, but she wrote, "As we encounter many defeats, we must not be defeated. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude." Had I met her at this point, I'd have felt sorry for her. I'd have been empathetic. I would have tried to be a rainbow for her, while others may have been a little judgmental. I'm pretty certain many would never even have bet on her as someone who could go on to have an incredibly positive influence on so many people in the world. Throughout all of this, she said, we have to confront ourselves and ask, do we like what we see in the mirror? And according to our light, according to our understanding, according to our courage, we will have to say yes or no and rise. Meaning that no matter if we like what we see, not the physical self, but our inner self, we must rise up and carry on. Be resilient, face the next challenge with courage and positivity. And she did. She left that life of self-harm and went on to be an actor, a civil rights activist working with Martin Luther King, a college professor, a writer, a speaker, and a poet. She also won the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor given in the United States. She traveled the world being an ambassador to people, demonstrating care and resilience in the face of adversity. You see, she was generous with her time. She didn't just survive the significant trauma of her life. She made her life something magnificent, for she was grateful of the time life gave her. One of her poems, Still I Rise, focuses on a hopeful determination to rise above difficulty and discouragement. Here is part of that poem. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like tear cups, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I've laughed like I've got gold mines digging in my backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. In my work helping people develop the skills they need to become more resilient to the stressors and pressures of their lives, whether it is helping school staff or students become better, I have come to know, beyond a doubt, that grit, creativity, and generosity are the key qualities in coping with stress and crafting a meaningful life. I too am grateful for the time life has given me and for the opportunity to be here for you today, to share wisdom that I hope you will keep. Grads, I ask you to think about your life as it relates to these 3 points. You have developed, to this point, your own grit and resilience. You've battled through many hardships. You have faced them, and now you're about to be recognized at Grad. As Maya said, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Graduates, you have also demonstrated creativity by working through the many types of courses required to graduate from school. As well, all of you have creativity developed outside of school courses. All of this is what makes you successful. Now, you have to decide, what are you going to do with your creativity? Maya said, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." My suggestion on what you do is to follow a bit of Maya Angelou as well in being generous. We often do things for our own satisfaction, but what can drive us further in life is a desire to encourage and inspire others beyond limitations set by ourselves, our society, and our history. She said, "You can see in others what they don't see in themselves and what the world doesn't see in them." And so, graduates, families, supporters, and staff, congratulations to you all. I challenge you to consider, for what are you grateful in life? And as you move forward from today, keep a part of Maya with you. I know I always do. Be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pallister.
Now, before we get started with the certificates, we'd like to draw attention to the excellent arts program we have here at Facey,
Please sit back and enjoy this performance of Time of Your Life by Green Day.
performed by the very talented Jackie Landers and Jacqueline Prose.
Thank you, Eric and Jackson. Jacqueline and I have been performing together since grade 10, so this is kind of a grand finale for us. We hope you enjoy.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories of dads being on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. Something unpredictable, in the end it's right. Hope you had the time of your life.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline and Jackie. Now for the part you've all been waiting for.
We'd now like to invite the first group of certificate recipients to head backstage. Parents, you're welcome to take photos, but please stay seated.
Don't worry, the staff scheduled plenty of time for us to take pictures of the legislator. Oh, wait.
We also strongly encourage you to refrain from clapping until the end, just to get through each group as quickly as possible.
Our first group of recipients is going to be presented by Mr. Pallister, Mr. Shudra, and our favorite English teacher, Miss Vino. While the graduates are preparing backstage, please enjoy a slideshow of the pictures taken by the photography students.
Caroline Aberdeen. Mackenzie Alltime. Quinn Anderson. Anna Appleton. Alvaro Arce Borkand. Jocelyn Avis. Keegan Babbage. Kaylee Bacon. Jeremy Béléjean Beaulieu. Regan Bain. Gotcha. Madison Bellenick Jones. Jacob Balfour. Ethan Bardsley. Josh Bohm. Conrad Belcourt. Yana Benade. Alicia Butler. Braden Bidlock. Dawson Bolt. Luke Bowman. Kaylee Book. Aoife Botchway. Jacob Boychuk. Taya Boyd. Derek Branzy. Kat Brazel. Mia Brecken. Tori Brock. Brendan Brown. Jessica Badinsky. Dawson Bullock. Katie Bullman. Jasmine Bunko. Campbell Berdini. Cameron Burr. Taylor Butterworth. Jenna Caharrell. Duncan Califf. Christopher Cameron. Gavin Cameron. Carly Cameron. Elena Candia. Marissa Capo. Dylan Carrier. Ben Shabian. Colton Champ. Sydney Cheknita. Candice Chow. Nick Chow. Dawson Christian. Alana Clark. Jaden Clark. Thomas Klein. Megan Klish. Kyle Collison. Kira Conroy. Randy Coons. Brett Cordovez. Jordan Cox. Adam Croto. Jeroen Custers. Robert Koosters. Brendan Culbertson Bond. Stuart Cummings. Molly Cunningham. Zach Cunningham. Devin Cipher. Rebecca Cipher. James Dalton. Tristan Davies. Jace Davis. Keaton Dawson. Alina DeKramer. Ryan DeHaan. Astrid Diebert. Miggy Del Rosario. Sonny Dennis. Josiah DeWald. Michaela Ditto. Adit Dixit. Neil Dixit. Ethan Doak. Alec Dreyer. Emily Dubinsky. Kaylin Dunn. Jesse Di Bailey. Olivia Dyer. Justice Zwinka. And that concludes our first group of graduates.
Now that our first round is over, we'd like to take this opportunity to invite Jacqueline Prowse back to the stage to talk about the great contributions the staff have made this year. As well, Ms. Johnson will be representing the staff body.
Ms. Johnson is one of the supervisors of the Facey Leadership Initiative. This is a club filled with ambitious students who make a difference in the school by providing us with free food.
Give it up for Ms. Johnson and Jacqueline, everyone.
Thank you, Jackson and Eric. Graduates, parents, teachers, and honored guests, I would like to begin by addressing what an honor and a privilege it is to be standing here representing such a remarkable group of young adults, a group filled with such talent, compassion, and dedication, a group that I was lucky to grow with and learn alongside for the past 3 years, some of you for even longer. A graduating class that I am extraordinarily proud to be a part of. I've often heard it said that people sometimes feel bad for the teacher's kid. Growing up surrounded by my mother's stacks of marking and fearing the dreaded teacher voice that would occasionally make an appearance has certainly made me consider this phrase. However, in reflecting upon this and all of the teachers and experiences that I have had throughout the past 12 years, starting in kindergarten, I have come to realize that we are all teachers' kids. As despite the fact that teachers are employed to teach curriculum, the job really does entail so much more. For many of us, throughout the past 3 years, the staff at Bev Facey have spent just as much, if not more, time with us than our own families, sacrificing weekends to rehearse for drama productions, giving up evenings to pose as coaches and cheerleaders for sporting events, or missing out on their only chance to eat throughout the day to help us work through difficult problems, whether they be academic or not. All of this time and wisdom given up simply in order to see us succeed, to teach us how to lead balanced, healthy lives, be fair and equipped team players, and to show undying compassion and empathy for the sake of others. All of this given to teach so much more than what can be read out of a textbook. From the very beginning of our time at Facey, we have been a part of a tightly knit community composed of both staff and students. This community has been and will continue to be a system of support based on inclusion, safety, and warmth. A community for which we, as students, will always be grateful. These are the people who encouraged us to strive to be our best selves and challenged us further, even once we had believed we had reached our limits. These are the people who showed us what it means to be passionate and how exploring what we love and what excites us is never something that should be approached timidly or looked back on with regret. By continuously holding us to high expectations, they taught us to have even greater expectations for ourselves and for our futures. Through example, they taught us how to lead, and then, often quite surprisingly, handed us the reins, allowing us to prove to ourselves that we could achieve what we set our minds to, but also not to be afraid of failure. The bottom line is that they cared. They cared about us every day, not just as students, but as people, as individuals. They cared, and so they taught. They taught us how to go into this world with our heads held high, knowing that with enough hard work and determination, we can make a difference. Most importantly, they taught us how to be kind and considerate individuals within all aspects of our lives, placing emphasis on remaining bold while practicing humility. All of these things taught without yet mentioning curriculum. Because yes, our teachers have equipped us with the prerequisites for post-secondary, but they have also equipped us with some much more valuable knowledge, the prerequisites for leading a productive, positive, and happy life. If we look back, we can see that this knowledge has been reinforced within us since the very beginning, that beginning being kindergarten, during which we truly learned everything we needed to know. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, and clean up your own mess. Thank you to all of the janitorial and maintenance staff for taking care of us as well when these rules seem to slip our minds. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody, wash your hands before you eat, flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some, and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup. The roots go down and the plant goes up. Nobody really knows how or why, but we are all like that. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup, they all die, and so do we. So dream big, choose to be happy, and be well, because this is our shot. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts to all of the teachers that have touched our lives, allowing us to grow and develop into the beautiful, intelligent, passionate people that we are, and for showing us that maybe being a teacher's kid isn't such a bad thing after all. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Graduates, parents, honored guests, on behalf of the Facey staff, it is my pleasure to be up here today to help celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2018 by responding to the tribute given by Jacqueline. Being asked to speak at Grad is a tall order. Commencement speeches come with the burden of expectation that we will get up here and dispense to you some nuggets of wisdom, often whole life lessons distilled into a handful of witty remarks. But you don't really want that from me. I'm sure that you are more eager than ever to just get out there and learn those things for yourselves. Experience is, after all, the best teacher. So instead, on behalf of my fellow Facey staff, I want to thank you. Thank you for allowing us to share in your lives over your time at Facey, to see your growth both academically and in character. We are all proud of you, unbelievably proud. We have celebrated your achievements with you, whether it was in the classroom, on a stage, or on a field. We have shared in your losses on the court, cheered you when you picked yourselves back up, and have admired your dedication to causes that you believe in. You've demonstrated a dazzling array of skills in an astonishingly vast number of disciplines, be they cabinet making, culinary arts, or protecting computers from hackers. You've taken part in countless opportunities to showcase yourselves, from Skills Canada to provincials in sport, concerts and drama productions, to speech competitions. Regardless of the outcome, you have impressed with your commitment, hard work, and sense of enthusiasm. Banners mean little compared to watching you represent your school and yourselves with passion, dedication, and pride. I hope, as Jacqueline mentioned, that during your time at Bev Facey, you were able to make connections with staff that enriched your high school experience. I can assure you that you have enriched our lives in kind. Every day, you remind us that our jobs are meaningful and more than just work. You allowed us to share it in your journey, whether in the classroom or not, and you push us to learn new things and pursue new experiences. Personally, I am thankful for the opportunity this year to have been given the name Team Mom. You boys taught me so much and brought me so much joy. You matter to us, all of you. As educators, we hope that you move away from the small bubble of high school and continue to grow and learn. But, as Mikhail Baryshnikov, one of the greatest ballet dancers in history, once said, do not make your goal to be the best. Best is a label. It's something that someone else decides for you. Better is more personal. Be better tomorrow than you were yesterday. Do better for others than you did yesterday. Never stop trying to better yourselves. That is the greatest thank you that you could ever give to us. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson and Jacqueline.
Would the second group of certificate recipients please head backstage?
Again, thank you, staff, for all your hard work.
You sure made our school a safer place by banning meme pages and vaping in the locker room.
And now, please welcome back Mr. Pallister to the stage, as well as Mrs. Rankin and Mrs. Van de Wettering, presenting the second group of recipients.
Kaylee MP Kynes. Curlistine Evangelista. Madison Excel. Haley Fair. Tristan Ferris. Alexander Fisher. Janaea Fisher. Nicholas Fletcher. Jade Fontana. William Fortier. Alexander Fox. Aiden Fraser. Audrey French. Josh Froese. Carter Gall. Kayla Gotro. Justin Giesbrecht. Mandy Gilker. Jack Geezy. Cody Glazeman. Braden Glockson. Zach Gordon. Caitlin Grado. Chasen Grega. Allison Hahn. Ben Hannaford. Kieran Hanrahan. Tristan Hermatis. Berg Hartwell. Kayla Hauge. Olivia Hawkins. Jamie Heath. Theo Hines. Brittany Held. Jillian Hess. Carly Hessen. Alexandra Hitchens. Caitlin Hogan. John Hogan. Andrew Hogg. Madison Holen. Audra Home. Madison Horitz Beaudry. Jackson Howden. Michelle Huntsinger. Josh Husky. Bailey Hishka. Elijah Ilkew. Andrew Inch. Joshua Irons. Felicity J. Bush. Connor Jacobs. Nicholas Jacobs. Christian Jans. Alex Japp. Nevin Jarvis. Rahul Jasani. Shamail Dawud. Brandon Johnson. Tristan Johnson. Kara Johnston. Tom Johnston Gramlich. Jenna Jolly. Leah Jolly. Nicole Jones. Jaden Joseph. TJ Kaczynski. Emily Caldenhoven. Jesse Capo. Adam Kimak. Olivia Kirk. Brock Kirkland. Isabella Clausen. Rhett Knorr. Hayden Kolonowski. Josh Cosson. Brian Kosteluk. Jacob Kostura. Hope Coden. Kale Crop. Cody Kruger. Kale Kruger. Congratulations to our second group.
Thank you, presenters. I'd now like to invite a good friend of mine, Kale Crop, to the stage for a quick tribute to all our hardworking parents.
As well as Mr. and Mrs. Crop, representing the parent body.
Give it up for them, folks.
Thank you. My speech is somewhere in here. Where? Here we are. Good morning, fellow graduates, staff, and parents. It's the afternoon, isn't it? I've already messed up. My name is Kale Crop, and I'm very honored to be sharing the stage today with my wonderful parents, Corey and Nathan Crop. Everyone is congratulating us for graduating high school, but the parents here today should be receiving equal commendation. I can confidently say that we wouldn't have made it to this point without your love, dedication, and your occasional bouts of frustration. With your children turning the page to the next chapters in their lives, whether it be post-secondary education, travel, or work, parents may feel anxious, or in my mother's case, hysterical. I'm here to argue that this is for the best. Reason number one, your water and electricity bills will be significantly lower without our hour-long showers and our constant Netflix binge watching. Reason number two, maybe, just maybe, if we spend more time apart, you won't be forced to listen to our infernal rap music, or in my case, preppy musical numbers from before even our grandparents were born. Finally, reason number three, food will not be flying from the pantry shelves faster than you can say, dinner is ready in 10 minutes. That one's from my mother. If that's not reason enough to embrace your children leaving the nest, I'd guess you're in the meager minority. If we forget to call home over the next few years, know that we're sorry. You're the most important people in our lives, and we'll try to remember that when we're intoxicated with first semester freedom. If we do really stupid stuff, we'll make sure it doesn't show up on our Facebook pages. I'll probably stress you out at least once or twice over the next 4 years by switching my major to peace studies or art studies, but don't worry, I'll switch it back. I'd like to take a moment to thank my mother on behalf of so many graduates in this room today. My mother, being an elementary school teacher, a school counselor, and now an assistant principal, has dedicated her life to empowering children to be empathetic, inquisitive, brave, and selfless. I see those very traits in my peers as I scan across the room. I used to get frustrated at you for not being perfect, but now I know that this is exactly what makes you amazing. If you were incapable of doing wrong, parenting would be easy for you. But you are humans. Like the rest of humanity, you are constantly attacked with fear, doubt, worry, and confusion, especially in this day and age. You have been selfless enough to hide that from me. You have put our interests before your own for the last 18 years and counting. I hope someday I can raise my own children as bravely and selflessly as you've raised me. But if I fail, at least they will have amazing grandparents to fall back on. Dad, Mom, thank you for everything. Thank you for the worry and schedules and budgeting that went into opportunities that I took for granted. Thank you for sticking to the rules you made even when I pushed back against them, because you know I did. Thank you for trying to help us with our homework, even if they don't teach math like they did back in your day. Thank you for supporting our athletic and artistic endeavors, for 6 a.m. practices, and for late night rehearsals. When I was 6 years old, I was in my first play at Festival Place. I was playing the role of Wesley in The Princess Bride, my mother's second favorite movie after The Goonies. It just so happened that my show landed on June 19th, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, Oilers versus Carolina. My dad made the right decision to support his little boy while still making extreme, almost comical efforts not to have the result of the game spoiled for him. Lo and behold, the results were announced at the end of the play, and I know he hasn't forgiven me for that, because he still keeps the ticket stub in his bedside table. To conclude, thank you for 18 years of unconditional love and support. Remember to call and continue to be kind to our siblings, and who knows, maybe, just maybe, in 5 to 7 years, I'll find a really cool senior home for you guys. Thank you, and have a safe and memorable night. See you all tonight.
What the hell? Congratulations, graduates, and congratulations as well to your parents and families who are helping you celebrate today. It is our pleasure and honor to be part of this celebration. My name is Nathan Kropp, and this is my wife, Corey. This day is a celebration of your achievement, your drive, the enthusiasm and determination you've shown over these past years, but hopefully more so of your future. Today, we wish to not only celebrate all that you have accomplished, but also to look ahead to what tomorrow may hold. Today, you're closing an important chapter in your lives, but you're also turning the page to an exciting new chapter. Take a look around. Cherish your time with this close-knit community of students, teachers, and your families. And don't forget the years you spent together in high school. It may feel to you that it's taken a lifetime to reach this point, but to your parents, the time has passed in the blink of an eye. We must now collect and treasure all of those memories of your milestones, your birth, your years as a toddler, your entry into the school system, your sporting and artistic endeavors, first loves, lost loves, now today your graduation from high school. We marvel at your accomplishments, but still remember when you were entering your inaugural classroom, still wanting to hold our hand as you met your first teacher and classmates.
We told you that time would fly by, and sure enough it did. Now we're on the verge of another milestone, only this one involves big change. This milestone isn't about growing up, it's about being a grown-up. As parents, we are full of excitement and wonder for what your future holds. You are the class of 2018. You graduate in a century still in its infancy. A time in history when our world is dealing with enormous challenges, you will be the ones charged with finding the solutions to these challenges. You are digital citizens, born and educated in a technology world. You Snapchat and tweet, Instagram, and consume data at a rate unprecedented in history. Social networking has expanded your world. You are the generation that will take technology of today to greater heights and new dimensions. You are part of a global generation for which professional opportunities, recreational travel, and exploration will take you to the furthest reaches of the earth and maybe someday beyond.
Today, you are poised to start a new chapter in your life story, armed with the skills and knowledge you've attained. I can tell you are eager to tackle this next phase, whatever it may be. For some, college or university will be your next step. Some of you will be heading directly into the workforce, and some of you may take a gap year to confirm what your next endeavors should be. Whatever direction you take, I guarantee that your world will change as you leave high school. And as a result of whatever it is you choose to do, our world will change as a result of your contributions. Contributions that will be determined by how you follow your dreams and imagination. While we celebrate your past academic accomplishments and activities today, I want to challenge you to continue your quest for knowledge and to discover your own unique ways of contributing to society.
I felt your joy as I watched you prepare for this ceremony. I saw you straighten each other's caps and gowns. I saw the hugging, the high fives, the age-old signals of friendship and caring. I saw your unbridled enthusiasm for what you have accomplished. So I want to challenge you to take that enthusiasm that surrounds you today out into the world with you and use it to obtain your goals. As you go forward, don't forget the friends you have made and those that you will make along the way. True friendship is a treasure. Continue to care about yourself, your family, your friends, and your world. And whatever the next chapters in your life stories may take you, make sure the journey includes joy. A few final parenting tips. Even in the most challenging times, never forget that you have a voice and the power to change things. You either are or will soon be a voting age, so vote with true consideration.
The longest distance between any 2 points is the shortcut. Wanting something now means you will probably pay later. Be willing to work hard, get dirty, and have blisters.
Be brave enough to say I'm sorry, or I love you, and especially, I forgive you.
Remember that you always have a choice, no matter what the situation.
Success is not measured by your job, your education, how much money you have, or what kind of car you drive. Success is determined by who you are, how you treat others, how you lead your life, and by the friends you keep.
Only spend what you have. Starting adulthood broke is a rite of passage. Being in debt is a burden.
Show gratitude to all the people who have helped you to where you are today. Don't look down on anyone unless you're helping them up.
Kale, for a grad present, you're getting luggage. Don't be too offended.
Life doesn't always follow the plans you have made out for yourself. Be prepared for both the highs and lows. Celebrate the highs and ask for help during the lows.
Kale, we won't be offended if you use the luggage frequently and soon.
Last, surround yourself with people who remind you of how amazing you are and avoid the ones that don't. You might not know what the future holds, but I'm sure we can make a few predictions. We believe you will continue to soar and grow. You will remember the lessons of your childhood and apply them as needed. You will continue to contribute to your community, and you will fulfill your responsibilities to the best of your ability. You will stay true to who you are and will continue to treat others with kindness. Because of this, you will find success no matter how it is measured.
Thank you for letting us join you on the journey. Thank you for staying the course. Thank you for being you. In closing, we would like to ask all of your family members and friends here today to help us in honoring these fine young adults. Please join us in applauding our 2018 graduates of Facey High School.
Thank you, Crops. Third group of certificate recipients, please quietly head backstage. And we'd also like to thank the parents again.
Especially for all the signed field trip forms that never made it home.
Give a warm welcome for our third round of presenters, Mr. Pallister, Mrs. Williamson, and Mr. Otway.
Labrie. Jackie Landers. Cassidy Laporte. Dakota Larson. Ethan Larson. Jacob Lavoy Lindsay. Amanda Leaf. Kea Leander. Kaylin Leatherdale. Kaylee LeBlanc. Caitlin Leeson. Caleb Lefebvre. Riley Leesman. Evan Lemke. Reed Lassard. Noah Latowski. Tyler Lean. Molly Livingstone. Kenya Loads. Greg Lowry. McLaren Licardi. Cyan Lust. Kieran Lynn. Michaela McCallum. Derek Mace. Jenna McNair. Justin Maw. Alex Mandin. Jack Markey. Grace Martins. Jamie Martin. Maya Martinez. Kiefer Matilda. Mackenzie McDonald. Sydney McDonnell. Shaylin McFetteridge. Caleb McGrath. Kelsey McNaughton. Seth Medeiros. Nick Michael. Chris Mihalides. Lauren Miller. Linda Mobez. Eric Molden. Samantha Molden. Nuella Moncrief Namey. Jolene Moore. Joshua Moore. Mackenzie Moore. Megan Morris. Jordan Mudrick. Katie Mulcahy. Mackenzie Mulcahy. Peyton Murphy. Caitlin Murray. Nicole Murray. Janik Naidu. Nikil Naidu. Noah Natras. Nicholas Nguyen. Ben Nickel. Aaron Nickel. Devin Nikar. Nick Knoppers. William Nowak. Aiden Oatway. Curtis O'Donnell. Matthew O'Donnell. Robin Oikel. Braden Opnorth. Tyler Osborne. Ashton Perry. Aiden Patton. Heather Paulina. Connor Pennock. Noah Perkins. Matthew Piasecki. Kyle Pilgrim.
It's Hallie Pimentel.
Hallie Pimentel. Rebecca Powell. Jose Presadio Villalobos. Matthew Priestnall. Quinn Prodniak. Paige Proskew. Jacqueline Prouse. Michael Philippa. Megan Quigley. Ryan Quigley. that's the end of our third group.
Thank you again, presenters.
And we'd now like to invite the class historians Cameron Byrne and Adit Dixit to the stage to speak on the last 3 traumatizing years here at Facey.
Which many of us will be working hard to forget tonight.
I see some of you have already started.
Adit and Cameron, everyone.
Right here. Okay.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, administration, faculty members, family, and friends. My name is Adit Dixit, and this is Cameron Burr, and we're so honored to be your class historians for 2018.
Whilst writing this speech, Adit and I agreed that we wanted to avoid being as boring or sappy as many other grad speeches are. In an attempt to not bore our fellow students, we acknowledge that we will lose most of you.
Let me begin this recollection of cherished and bright memories from the past 3 years with an impactful question. For what are you grateful?
Stop. Get some help.
My apologies. Why don't we start with the first day that we all came together? It was late August of 2015, and we came for our orientation and our first yearbook photos. While walking into school that day, we saw familiar and unfamiliar faces, unaware of the future that was to come. At the time, we were all, well, some of us were innocent, naive, and pretty cringy 15-year-olds.
And if you disagree, I urge you to look at the oldest of your Instagram photos, or even that Ask-FM account you had. But you deleted it, now you won't talk about it. Trust me, nobody forgot. In grade 10, we were wide-eyed and open-minded. How the times have changed.
Dude, your tassel fell.
It's happened before. Whether it was getting called a pinhead in gym class or dropping Mechanics 10, we all had our shortcomings in our first year.
In grade 10, many of us took the opportunity to explore several option classes and expand our creativity. Reflecting on that year, I can remember the certain passion and drive myself and those around me had. We were small kids living in a big world with even bigger dreams. Now, from experiences, I can tell you that after 3 years of rage and struggle through math, it gets very difficult to maintain that motivation we once had. Thus, I applaud those of you who've maintained academic excellence.
In grade 11, we faced challenges such as being late to class more than 3 times, 4 times, or even 41 times, as well as getting a VPN for Snapchat. Trust me, you can't block them all. As much as we were focused on getting away with vaping at the pump house or popping the jaw for streaks, we still made time for academics. Even if we had no choice but to plan finances or listen to guest speakers, we began to get our assignments done, or we at least started them at midnight on Sunday. If you look closely, you can see the progression of a smile to an emotionless face in our student IDs that most of us had already lost. No bookroom candy for you guys.
In grade 11, we explored new and scary terrain, like the inside of a pig, or the principal's office. Of course, that was the year we waved goodbye to our former principal, Mr. Schlatt, and welcomed our current principal, Mr. Pallister. That year, we were introduced to quadratics in Math 20-1 and learned that there was more to trigonometry than a triangle. We learned and explored titrations in Chemistry 20 and found ourselves tie-dyeing t-shirts for a lab. In Biology 20, we learned about life and then went on a field trip where we were eaten alive by mosquitoes. Physics 20 found themselves in Galaxyland, and Social Studies 20 educated us on genocides. It was a great year for athletics, and to name some, Senior girls rugby won provincial champs, and senior boys football were Northern Alberta champions. Grade 11 was a year where we pushed new boundaries, took more risks, and prepared ourselves for our last year of high school.
In grade 12, we achieved the highest student involvement rate of our high school career by following an Instagram meme page. I know that Chuck the Falcon and Facey Athletic may be struggling, but maybe a little bit more humor will help. There are many ways to describe our senior year, but the most accurate metaphor would be a burning car on Baseline Road. And Mathematics 30 presented new challenges for us, like Mathematics 30.
Most of us spent our weekends wisely, socializing with our friends, going to parties, stealing baseboards, competing in dance competitions, writing, producing, and releasing music, and creating short videos. In grade 12, we witnessed friends turn backs and relationships end. However, at the end of the day, we were united as the guinea pigs of PLT and advisory, as well as being a graduating class and all that.
And where relationships took a step back for our academics, academics took a step back as well for landing at Tilted Towers first. I'm sure most of us went from about here and then took a hard drop to here. I'm sorry, I could not resist. In grade 12, though to most this speech would seem to be a joke or for pure entertainment, reminiscing our fond memories of high school shows us how important and amazing it is to remember where we came from and who we once were.
We've all come so far, and it truly hasn't been easy for all of us. I'm very proud to consider you guys my friends and my peers, and I couldn't have asked for a better class to be graduating with. Each and every one of you has so much potential, and you all have your own passions, whether it be sports, fine arts, or academics. It is so great to see each and every one of us come together to celebrate this special day, to commemorate our achievements and celebrate what's to come beyond.
And now that we've tricked you all into being sappy, we would like to say thank you for listening. And congratulations, Grad 2018.
Thank you. Now with the final round of graduates, please head backstage.
And give a loud welcome for our last round of presenters, Mr. Pallister, Mrs. Williamson, and Mrs. Latowski.
Nathan Ray. Sierra Rebnord. Presley Reed. Tierra Reinhold. Tanner Ryder. Tanner Ravenin. Ethan Robertson. Morgan Robbins. Brandon Robinson. Tyrese Brockwell. Bradley Roden. Ty Roebuck. Caden Roscoe. Madison Roy. Noah Rumpel. Liam Saby. Hayden Saddleback. Gage Sedonic. Sanjeet Sangha. Eric Shatley. Lucas Sheets. Justin Schmidt. Quinn Schaff Miller. Mason Schroeder. Cameron Schutz. Taylor Seville. Jordan Celine. Austin Sembaliak. Travis Seminutin. Haley Shandera. Chelsea Sharoon. Reed Shaw. Ryan Shaw. Cassie Sheehan. Kayla Sieg. Ryan Sealski. Easton Simpson. Dylan Sirachman. Kirsten Sklar. Maddie Smith. Ty Smith. Caitlin Snyder. Kate Southwell. Amanda Sparks. Dylan St. John. Karsten Stein. Holly Sunquist. Tara Belshvar. Ethan Tachenko. Cassia Tonys. Mackenzie Tom. Dylan Toma. Riley Tompkinson. Faith Torvilson. Owen Toshak. Sarah Tracy. Cole Tremblay. Kaylee Twist. Alex Yulin. Nina Van Vleerden. Reese Vandenbrink. Morgan Vanderland. Esteban Velasco Luga. Dylan Wack. Josh Walker. Alexa Wall. Aliza Wally. Riley Wonky. Tim Warrington. Reese Watts McBride. Noah Weckel. Zachary Weller. Kristen Whitehouse. Cole Whitford. Kennedy Wilson. Alana Wilson McAnally. Jake Withrow. Taylor Woloshin. Marklin Wong. Gordon Wood. Madalena Woods. Matthew Wright. Evan Yakimishin. Eric Yin. And that concludes our final group of graduates.
Thank you, presenters. Now, I'll ask you all to join us in a moment of silence, honoring the death of our fellow graduate, Daniel Chabot. Thank you. Now we'd like to invite Mr. Pallister back up to the stage for an honorary graduate presentation for two of our retiring teachers, Mr. Jerry Enns and Mr. Hal Souster.
Sadly, Mr. Souster couldn't be here today. But we all know he's been working ridiculously hard, literally since day one of Facey, to make Facey a second home for me and all other athletes. Thank you, Souse, and have fun being retired, you pinhead.
Mr. Enns has been an amazing drama teacher and director. He has had a tremendous influence on the lives of many drama students who have gone on to pursue careers in acting and fine arts. We wish him future success, especially on the back nine of the Belvedere.
Thank you very much. It is tradition at Bev Facey that teachers who are retiring are given an honorary graduation. As the boys said, it is unfortunate that Mr. Souster couldn't be here today. And also, as they said, he is truly an inspiration and a gigantic part of what Facey has become. The school will miss him greatly, and we wish him well as he continues on. For Mr. Enns has been at Bev Facey for quite a period of years, working very, very diligently in the drama, and hopefully you got a chance to go out and see some of his handiwork in this latest play of 30 Modern Millie. Typically, when we honor the graduates, we get the graduate a bouquet. We are going to honor Mr. Enns with a bouquet as well. Some might say a bouquet of flowers. Well, no, we have something else. Mr. Enns is a golfer like myself and many of us. We can always use an extra few balls to hit into the bush. So congratulations, Mr. Enns. Here's your bouquet of golf balls.
Thank you very much. Where did that time go? It's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Enns.
Now that our final graduates have received their certificates, I'd like to invite a band that named Rare Flower to perform for us.
Please put your hands together for Kat Brazel, Adit Dixit, Will Novak, Aiden Otway, and Aiden Patton, performing their original song, Chills.
Just while the boys are getting ready, I wanted to say thank you to all the teachers and our parents and everyone else who supported us throughout the years. We started this band, I guess the boys played their 9th grade graduation, and 10th grade we heard about this, and here we are playing, I guess, 12th grade 3 years later. Super proud of everyone here graduating, and especially of my boys. And if you haven't heard, we released a single, Skunk Bag, out just the past January, and we got nominated for the EMAs, which is pretty cool. And we're recording our album in the summer, and yeah, we're all going different places, but hopefully we'll still be together. You can hear us Canada Day at the big stage 245 in Sherwood Park if you guys want to. We're gonna be playing the first song we wrote together called Chills. Are you guys ready? This is Will on bass. And then we got Aiden Otway and Aiden Patton. We got Adit at drums, and I'm Kat, and I'm thinking we're ready.
laugh around so I can catch up to you. And I've been chasing your shadow for what seems a long time. You're in a different world, so you'll never be mine. I've had chills ever since I met you. Oh, because I let you in my mind. And I've had chills ever since I met you. Oh, because I let you in my mind. And I can't stop thinking how much you've grown. When I'm here sinking, losing all that I've known. And I've gone to a place not yet named, where I see your face on and in the rain. You've broken my heart and tore me apart again and again. And I've had chills ever since I met you. Oh, because I let you in my mind. And when I slowed the world down to turn life around, I lost sight of you. Congrats to the class of 2018. We're Rare Flower. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rare Flower. That was awesome.
At this time in our ceremony, we'd like to call upon a truly dedicated student upon our graduating class.
This individual achieved the highest GPA among the 2018 class of Bev Facey. Please give a warm welcome to Yana Bonatti, who will be delivering the valedictorian address.
Thank you for that introduction. Congratulations, everyone. You've made it through your 12 years of schooling and the last 3 hours, which have felt almost just as long. Big schools are fun until you have to watch 400 people walk across the stage. I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of the student body as this year's valedictorian. Before I go any further, I would like to thank some people who have made this day possible for me. To my grandparents, who I wish could have made it here today. To my friends who encouraged me. And to my parents who sacrificed everything so that we could move here from South Africa and have the best opportunities possible. Finally, to the teachers and admin at this school who have put up with my antics for these last few years. For the bottom of my heart, thank you. So, it's been a year of anticipation, of voting on themes and songs, some of which got shot down, and buying suits and dresses, preparing for this day, and we're finally here. You know, the one thing that's always struck me about Bev Facey is how much opportunity there is for you to find a place where you feel like you belong. Coming into Facey in grade 10 from a much smaller school, I didn't know anyone in this building, and I was overwhelmed, to say the least. However, it's easy to find people you connect with when you can participate in programs that you're interested in, whether you're an academic, an athlete, a fine arts enthusiast, someone with incredible CTS skills, or a combination of all of those. These combinations are common. I've met so many well-rounded, diverse people in my time at Facey. You'll see some of our best athletes killing it on the AP exams, or people in every type of CTS class. People of all interests can meet new friends in one of our second language courses. Then there are, of course, always the dozens of musical theater students taking Overfly. Our last 3 years have been memorable. Some of us will always remember midnight hide and seek at the Wake-a-thon, or squeezing into the way too small bleachers for a pep rally, or lunchtime dodgeball, whether you were a spectator or a player. We took photos with Santa at Christmas, and we came up with awesome group costumes for Halloween. We made it through show week and dress rehearsals, or we waited for our friends after their performances with flowers. We were both elated and very disappointed at the Facey versus Sal football games. We learned activism when we stood up against gun violence in the United States, and we were taught how to debate in Model United Nations. Not all of us had the same experience at the school, and not all of us will leave with the same memories of it. We don't all know each other, and we never will, but at heart, we're all Falcons, with whatever definition is right for us. We do have some things in common. Poutine day is always guaranteed to be a long lineup in the cafeteria. We hate when grade 11s take the spots in our parking lot. And most of us suffer from the deadly disease of procrastination. That's right, I'm on the yearbook committee, and I saw how many of you handed your quotes in the second before they were due. Our baby picture slide had quite a few blank spots as well, until recently. Unfortunately, I'm also guilty of that last one. Throughout the past few years, we've developed our passions, beliefs, and learned how to have a successful work ethic. Not one of us can say that we're the exact same person we were when we left grade 9. And as Adit and Cam pointed out, maybe that's not such a bad thing. One thing that's for sure is that we won't be the same person we are now in a few years' time. Now, as we're at the end of our time in high school, we need to consider our futures. Unfortunately, we can't put it off anymore, even if we'd like to. It's scary to think about, for sure. The question is now, how are we going to use the skills and the lessons that we've learned in the past 3 years? Far too many people get caught in a life they don't feel passionate about. This doesn't have to be you. Tell your family you love them. Go out with your friends. Cherish the people in your life. You don't have to wait for special occasions to treat them. Throughout the last 3 years, I've seen all your passion. You as a student body have so many talents, so many interests, and so much enthusiasm that it's incredible. Don't lose that when you walk out of these doors. The real world is tough and it's competitive. Yes, you need money and you need a lifestyle that you can afford. But don't let that be everything you live for. In the words of entrepreneur Elon Musk, there have to be reasons that you wake up in the morning and you want to live. What inspires you? What do you love about the future? Find what you love and stick to it. Structure your life so that you can pursue it. Don't ever settle for something because you feel like you can't do any better. Push yourself. further and further until you reach success, and that doesn't mean you have to become the CEO of a company or a movie star. Success is where your talents are best utilized, you enjoy what you do, and you feel motivated to work harder and be better. Unfortunately, you won't enjoy every day. There will be times you don't like what you're doing, or you're working too hard, or you're tired. At those moments, I urge you, take a deep breath, step back, and look at what you're working for. Is it a goal that you think will make all of this effort worth it? When you achieve your goal, will you be satisfied, or will you lament that you've wasted your time? If you don't have something that you're working towards, or you're not enjoying your everyday life, ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? And then see if you can change that. Every action that we commit has meaning. Every moment we spend has significance. We've seen it these last 3 years, where we've witnessed the impacts that we can have when we commit ourselves to something. Whether to activism, to sports, to academics, to fine arts, to CTS, whatever your passion was. Don't waste your time. Don't keep putting things off. Have a goal or several, and never stop asking, how can my life be better? How can I be better? Now, before I let you go, I Googled dozens of YouTube videos on how to write a valedictorian speech. And something I learned is a bit of a rite of passage, so you're just gonna have to bear with me here, but I really. Thank you, class of 2018, for everything, and congratulations.
Thank you, Yana.
And now, before we let you go for the afternoon, please enjoy the special video presentation of our last year of student life at Bev Facey.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now, wait till you get older. But the media men beg to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it, and I'll never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars. Somebody once asked, could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I said, yep, what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Back to the rules and I'll hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be when I need it. I can count on you and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You know you can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
Thank you, staff, for putting that together for us.
Our ceremony has now come to a close. We'd like to thank all of our guests for attending today.
And we hope to see you at the gala.
We'd also like to thank you for letting us MC for you this afternoon.
And I'd like to remind all graduates to enjoy this last remaining month of high school before it's over.
Now it's our honor as your MCs to
present to you the Bev Facey graduating class of 2018. I definitely